welcome back. You're listening to the Mara Mukwanda Show on Salam Media. On the 16th of August 2012, 34 miners were shot and killed by the South African police in what became known as the Marikana massacre. The killing were a culmination of a 3-week strike and standoff between unions and mining bosses. And until today, nothing has been done, no justice has been served, and no compensation has been received by the widows as well as the families of the slain miners. I'm joined on the line by Aisha Fundi, who is a widow of the late Hassan Fundi, who was also one of the slain at the Marikana. Assalamu alaikum, Aisha.
Alaikum salam rahmatullah. And thank you
All right,
for
Aisha,
having me.
quickly, just tell us, how has your life changed after the incident that took place on the 16th of August 8 years ago?
Well, my life changed because I have to learn to be both a mother and a father to my kids. I have to feed the kids. I have to maintain them. I have to make sure they have everything what they want, to fill the void, to fill the shoes of my late husband, to my kids and to his family in Malawi as well. It's such a big shoes to fill.
Were you previously working before your husband was killed? Or
Yeah,
was
the
he
time
the
when he
sole?
was working, I was working as a teacher. But then I resigned as a teacher because the mine wanted to give us the opportunity to come and work as a mine because my salary as a teacher was not just enough. So they decided to give us the work in replacement of our late husband in the company. So when I was comparing their salary and the salary that I was earning in the Department of Education,
Mhm.
their company was
Has
offering a little bit better. Hello? Hello?
Has there been any
Hello?
compensation from government?
Yeah, what happens, the issue of compensation is a big story because what's happening now is you remember Marikana, we are all in all for it was 44 victims. So I am
Mm.
falling under the 10 families, the first victims of the strikers. My husband was one of the security that was hacked to death by the strikers.
Mm.
They hacked him and took his body parts, and that were used for Mutu rituals. And then the other people that were not non-striking miners, he was killed
Mm.
by the miners. And then we have these 34 that were killed by the police. So all in all, we are 44 people. So I am the victim of the first 10 people. That is why when we celebrate Marikana, we talk about the week that changed in Marikana, the
Mm.
life in Marikana from the 10 to the 16th of August. So because of that, the lot of focus, which is the most both locally and internationally, were on the 34 people, not knowing that the very same 34 people killed 10 innocent people.
Mm.
So that is the reason why the 34 people, because of the politics and the media, most of the people only focus on the police and not knowing exactly what happened in
Exactly.
Marikana. So
Mm.
the 34 families received the compensation and the 10 families who did not receive the compensation. So
Mhm.
last week on Wednesday, okay, are you saying something?
No, no, you may continue.
Yeah. Yeah, last week we had a meeting with management because they invited the Tulima Tonsela to come and give the memorial lecture. So
Mm-hmm.
what happened after that, then we requested that if they can offer us the support because we are minority, there is no political party which is looking at, we don't have a lawyer, we are helpless where we are
Mm-hmm.
sitting. Previously, promised to come in Marikana and promised that all the families must be compensated. And we wrote so many letters without success up until we decided to engage management that, guys, we need your help. Here is the situation. These families are not yet compensated. What is happening? Management, because now the loan min is bought by Sibani Stillwater. So the new CEO, Mr. Fronoman, engaged with us and he asked us that families, what is it that I can do for you? And then we listed so many things that we don't have. Some
Mm-hmm.
of the things including the houses that our loved ones. I remember also on my side, I lost the house because they repossessed it. My husband was the one that was staying in the house. So
Mm-hmm.
amongst the things we listed the properties that we lost after the whole story of Marikana and the issue of the compensation. So on Wednesday they were handing over those houses which we chose. Mine has the houses in around Brest, Moino and Rustenburg. So they gave
Mm-hmm.
us the list to choose. So I was one of the recipients to choose the house in Rustenburg. So after that, then they promised us, okay, whoever did not receive the compensation, they must write it down and their needs, and then maybe somehow the management together with Advocate Matonsela will make a follow up on those issues, including the issue of the justice. Because up to so far, I'm living in the midst of the people that killed my husband, and I don't know them. So far, we
Mm-hmm.
don't know what's happening about the justice because we don't have lawyers that are pushing this case, and we don't have any political party that is interested in our case.
Mm.
You
Yeah,
see,
no,
all
that's
people
true
are
because even
supporting
what is
the before families.
mm, what is currently in
Yeah.
the media is that there is support for the 34 miners, the mine workers. There's support for them. There are unions for them calling on the president to apologize. But like you have mentioned, that the 10 other families were excluded, are excluded. So
Yeah,
what do you need
I'm
from the
sorry for
government?
interrupting.
Who
The,
should
thi- the thing,
apologize?
okay, the thing is,
Mhm.
they not only their union, but they receive a lot of support through the political parties like EFF, DA. They were coming here in Marikana making noise about the four people, and
Mm,
this make the world not to look at us. So nobody talk about us because they are shy. Let me say they are very much embarrassed that they killed
mm,
the people with those pangas and they killed innocent people. So they don't want to talk about it. It's like this thing does not exist. It only exists when you come at the mine because in the mine they know what actually happened. They know the true story, not the story that is being published. So then what is happening now, the new company that took over, it does not discriminate us. It does not
mhm,
say which death is better than the other. It says, guys, at the end of the day, we lost 44 lives here. And then
mm,
when we do the commemoration and the memorial, we're going to commemorate all the 44 lives that we lost here in Marikana. As a company, we don't want to take this side. There is no better death. So we understand that all of you, you lost your loved ones, irrespective of how you lost it, irrespective of what membership card that you already have. But we are going to talk about the humanity. We talk about the fathers, the breadwinners, the husband and the loved ones of the Arab people. So a company decided to do the wall of remembrance for all of us. And when they
mm,
engage the issue of housing, they call all the widows. They said, guys, this is the what the company wants to do to contribute to you. So you have to choose. They gave us the choices whether you want to choose the existing man house or you want to have it built at the home or at the place of your choice. We were all
mm,
engaged. even together when they are doing this, the Wall of Remembrance, we were all engaged. But to our surprise, they changed on Friday, Saturday, when they were released to come and go to unveil the Wall of Remembrance. They decided
Mm-hmm.
not to get engaged, and the union took them. So that is the division that we have, which is another milestone that we still want to go to get people that want to restore peace in Marikana, to get people that want to see Marikana living in harmony.
Mm-hmm. So, how has the situation changed in Marikana? Has there been any fighting between the families of the 34 miners as well as the 10 miners? Because as it is right now, some of the 34 miners are the ones who killed those 10 people previously. So, has there been some sort of clashes between the two?
I cannot say the fight per se, but there is a tension between us. If you follow all our news, you can even notice that in the commission of inquiry, we were sitting differently. The 34 family were sitting the other side, and the 10 families were sitting the other side. We meet day to day, and some of them are our friends because we meet. Our kids are being saved by the trust fund, the same trust fund that is taking all our kids to school. So during the meetings of the guardians and parents, when we talk about the children and their progress, we meet them. The problem comes when it comes to them, we talk about the commemoration. They
Mm-hmm.
speak different language and we speak different language. The company take us collectively. They don't want to the sideline one after the other. So when the company do the arrangement or to organize any gathering, they don't want to be part of that as long as it's related to the commemoration. And even the Wall of Remembrance, they want their own remembrance at the Kopi, at the mountain. And then which the government, our company is still working on to say that Kopi, where those 34 people died, it belongs to the land of Baba Mahale, which is supposed to be negotiated with the king. What the company wants to do right now is to have the Wall of Remembrance at the neutral place, especially at the main gate at the entrance, where it will serve as a reminder for any person entering Marikana, whether you are a visitor, community member, any stakeholder that entering Marikana, it must serve as a memory, it must serve as a reminder of what actually happened here.
Mm-hmm. So
Yeah.
there's actually two sides to the story that people really need to follow. One for especially the sidelined minor widows, rather, and that of I think it's all politically driven because if you look at it, the 34 miners, they are calling on. The president to apologize and they are calling for compensation and they're the ones making the noise but then they sideline the 10 families, the widows of the 10 families who were also slain. And it's really unfair because why must you sideline others? Because everyone was involved. It's 44 people who were killed and not just 34. So Aisha, what needs to be done? Who do you think needs to come on board to make sure that the voices of the 10 families are also heard?
We requested the company that we need everybody to come because at the end of the day, we cannot leave the past. We need to move on about Marikana. But what I've noticed, because Marikana forms part of our South African history now, we cannot run away from it. Whether we feel pains or not, every year this time we're going to reflect on what happened. For us to heal and to move on, we all need to work together at one and come up with the plan. And in that meeting, when we met with the stakeholders, I told the stakeholder, the CEO, that the whole story of Marikana, the only people that can fix this Marikana is the government can come on board. The government, the presidency must come on board because we have the current president who was part and parcel of Marikana, who understands exactly what happened or what took place. The union, all the stakeholders, all the unions that took place, not only one union that took over from the other union right now. We need to engage all stakeholders, the community, the Bamogale community, their chief, this is their land. We need to engage all the stakeholders and sit down. Maybe perhaps we need to form a truth and reconciliation commission. Because not to my side, I don't think President owes apology. He did apologize the time when he was doing when he was a witness during the commission. He apologized. I don't know what kind of apology that we need. Nobody has apologized for killing of our husband even today. Even their union, nobody has apologized. So for us, because we really, now I am in a religion that preaches peace. I need to forgive and forget and move on with my life. Because I cannot undo what has done. But all we need now, we don't need the politics that keeps on dividing the widows of Marikana. We need the people that can build us. Because at the end of the day, now we are working in one company that we tend to be colleagues and we tend to meet one another every day. So we all lost loved ones at the end of the day. So that what we need people that are gonna preach peace more than division and more than politics. I'm aware that the politics in this company, some people they are making money about the whole story of Marikana. There are a lot of things like the trust that were 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 were, were done because of Marikana. There were money that were requested in overseas using our names. So there are people that are they have interest in Marikana because they are making money out of it, not on expense of our loved ones and on expense of others victims in Marikana. So now we need peace more than anything. And in the last week when we talked to people, we even asked that because now this is affecting our kids, it's affecting us, it's affecting our kids. I think we better do the continuous support in terms of our kids because most of our kids are now dropping school because they were worried about the drop rate of the kids that are part of the class. They have money, but the kids are dropping. Some of our kids were still very young when this thing happened. Now they wake up without a father. They grow without a father in the house. And at the end of the day, their father, they see all these news that are happening now. So the depression keeps on going on. It starts affecting them. Because I have one son who dropped out from the school. He was in IT, he was a school. He also dropped out because the boys need the father figure for them to grow nicely. They need somebody to build up. So this thing somehow it affects them. It is like now it is part and parcel of them. So that is why we cannot run away from Marikana. We just need to rebuild it,
So
and
true.
we can do it if we are united.
Yes, definitely. Aisha, Jazakallah so much for your time and for sharing that with us. I hope now that people have heard your story, they have a different perspective on what transpired on the 16th of August, 8 years ago, in what is known as the Marikana massacre. And may Allah make things easy for you and for the other families as well.
Um,
Jazakallah so much for your time.
um,
Assalamu.
thank you, Kunsala.
Aisha Fundi, a Marikana widow, the wife of the late Hassan Fundi, who was a part of the 44 people who were slain at the Marikana, in Marikana on the 16th of August 2012. In fact, days before that, they were the 10 people who were killed. It is unfair that people only focus on the 34 miners who were killed, but forget about the 10 other people who were killed as well. It's people should stop using those 34 miners and make this a one front because 44 families were affected after those deaths. And like Aisha said, we need it will not be forgotten, but it can be rebuilt. You know, Marikana can be rebuilt, and needs to be on a united front. People need to come together and work together as a united front and rebuild Marikana while remembering all 44 people who were killed on that day. All right, you are listening to the Mario Mukonda Show on Salam Media. And if you have any comments, questions, queries, or suggestions, please leave them in the comment section or send them to us on WhatsApp. The number is 0617660355. Do stay with us. We will be right back.